Scientists have been working tirelessly to raise awareness about climate change, and one of the key demographics they have been trying to reach is Christians. However, some individuals have accused scientists of attempting to manipulate Christians about climate change. It is essential to examine the ways in which scientists interact with Christians on this issue and determine whether manipulation is indeed occurring. One way scientists try to engage with Christians is by using religious language and framing climate change as a moral issue. For example, some scientists have pointed out that caring for the environment is a biblical mandate, citing passages such as Genesis 2:15, which instructs humans to take care of the earth. By using this type of language, scientists hope to appeal to Christians' sense of moral responsibility and encourage them to take action on climate change. However, some critics argue that this approach is manipulative, as it uses religious language to persuade Christians to adopt a particular scientific viewpoint. Another way scientists try to engage with Christians is by partnering with religious leaders and organizations. For instance, the Evangelical Environmental Network, a Christian organization, has worked with scientists to promote environmental stewardship and climate action within the Christian community. This partnership has helped to raise awareness about climate change among Christians and has encouraged some churches to take action on the issue. However, some critics argue that this type of partnership can be seen as manipulative, as it uses the influence of religious leaders to promote a particular scientific agenda. Some scientists have also tried to engage with Christians by addressing their concerns and misconceptions about climate change. For example, some Christians have expressed skepticism about climate change, citing the biblical account of creation and the idea that God is in control of the earth. Scientists have responded to these concerns by explaining the scientific evidence for climate change and addressing the misconception that climate change is a natural part of the Earth's cycle. However, some critics argue that this approach can be seen as condescending or manipulative, as it implies that Christians are not capable of understanding the science behind climate change. It is also worth noting that some scientists have been accused of using alarmist language to try to persuade Christians to take action on climate change. For example, some scientists have warned of catastrophic consequences if climate change is not addressed, such as rising sea levels, more frequent natural disasters, and severe droughts. While these warnings are based on scientific evidence, some critics argue that they are exaggerated or sensationalized, and that they are intended to scare Christians into taking action rather than encouraging them to think critically about the issue. Despite these criticisms, it is essential to recognize that scientists are not trying to manipulate Christians about climate change. Rather, they are trying to engage with Christians and encourage them to take action on an issue that has significant moral and ethical implications. Climate change is a pressing global problem that requires a collective response, and scientists believe that Christians have a critical role to play in addressing this issue. In conclusion, while some critics have accused scientists of trying to manipulate Christians about climate change, it is essential to recognize that scientists are primarily motivated by a desire to raise awareness about this critical issue. By using religious language, partnering with religious leaders, addressing concerns and misconceptions, and warning of the consequences of inaction, scientists are trying to engage with Christians and encourage them to take action on climate change. While some of these approaches may be seen as heavy-handed or manipulative, they are ultimately intended to promote a greater understanding of the science behind climate change and to encourage Christians to think critically about this issue. By working together, scientists and Christians can address the challenge of climate change and promote a more sustainable future for all.